Binge watching samurai dramas and thinking ancient Japan is pure romance? Ruin your weeb friend's day. The kanji for old is literally a sun-bleached skull on a battlefield. For centuries, kanji learners have fallen into an ancient trap. We memorize strokes, we repeat mnemonics, but we miss the hidden bloodshed. What if I told you the kanji for old is basically a historical crime scene? Let's dig up the dirt. Here it is, the 1900-year lie. Your textbook probably told you furui is made of 10 mouths. 10 mouths passed down a story, so it became old. Cute, right? Too cute. It's time to stop believing in kanji fairy tales. Seriously, never say that 10 mouths mnemonic again. It makes you sound like a naive weeb who thinks ninjas still deliver Uber Eats in Tokyo. The true etymology of this character is way more hardcore than a game of ancient telephone. Let's shatter this myth right now. Forget everything your elementary Japanese teacher taught you. We are going back to the Oracle Bone script, the ancient Chinese DNA of kanji, where things get real and, honestly, a little bit violent. Look closely at the top part. That's not the number 10. It's a shield. Yes, a heavy, brutal shield meant for war. Suddenly, our innocent little kanji is gearing up for a fight. But what is it protecting? And the bottom part? Not a mouth. It's a vessel, specifically a sai, a ritual container used to hold prayers or offerings. So we have a war shield guarding a sacred vessel. Does that sound like a chatty rumor mill to you? So choose your reality. Do you want the boring 10 mouths story or the epic tale of a shielded relic? In ancient times, things that needed heavy protection were ancient, sacred, and deeply venerated. That's where the meaning old actually comes from. But wait, it gets darker. Some scholars suggest it's not just a protector, but a curse, a shield placed over a vessel to seal away evil spirits. Yes, every time you write furui, you might be drawing a tiny linguistic exorcism. Let's take a detour into the really morbid stuff. Graves and bones. Have you ever noticed how the top cross resembles, well, human anatomy? Some rogue etymologists have a theory that will make your skin crawl. The skull suture. Yes, some argue that the top part represents a dried-up skull, specifically the jagged lines on top. So furui could literally be a picture of an old, dead head. Good luck unseeing that during your next JLPT exam. Is this the ancient terror? A skull over a vessel? Maybe an ancestral offering. The kanji for old is basically a mini horror movie. It makes you realize that learning Japanese is less about grammar and more about surviving ancient curses. But let's ground ourselves. The skull theory? Actually born in the 1960s. It's a modern myth created by Shizuka Shirakawa, a brilliant but controversial scholar. He basically turned kanji studies into a dark fantasy novel. Speaking of dark fantasy, look at Kuniyoshi's masterpiece. Giant skeletons and ancient curses are baked into Japanese culture. Shirakawa's theories might be edgy, but they perfectly match the dramatic, slightly terrifying aesthetic of historical Japan. So next time your weeb friend tries to tell you the 10-mouth story, you can stop them. Look them in the eye and say, actually it's a war shield sealing a cursed vessel, or maybe a severed head. Establish dominance. Drop the truth bomb on them. Knowledge is power, and etymological knowledge is the ultimate flex. You're not just studying for the JLPT anymore. You are a keeper of ancient, forbidden linguistic secrets. Let's apply this power. Furui, like a rusted, legendary katana that has seen countless battles. It's not just used, it's seasoned. It has survived. Remember the shield, remember the vessel, feel the weight of the ages. And then there's Chuko, secondhand. From vintage clothes to retro gaming consoles, the old in Chuko carries that same ancient weight. You're not buying a used game, you're acquiring a shielded artifact of a bygone era. Master the matrix of kanji. Don't just memorize. Understand the violence, the rituals, and the history encoded in every stroke. This is how you conquer Japanese, by seeing the blood and bones beneath the ink. If you survived this linguistic horror story and want more dark truths about Japanese, subscribe and turn on notifications. The JLPT won't know what hit it. Stay curious, stay slightly terrified, and see you next time.